Are you eating enough protein? Stick with me as I give you an example of exactly how you can get over 100 grams of protein a day. And I promise it's not nearly as hard as you think it might be. By the way, I'm Kim. I'm a strength training coach for women over 50. I recently turned 60, and my goal is to show women over 50 that it's not too late to build muscle, lose body fat, and have a body you love. You've heard it before. You need to eat lots of protein in order to build muscle. If you're not sure just how much protein you should be eating, then check out my YouTube video, How Much Protein Do Women Over 50 Need? I'll put a link to that video in the description below. So you've calculated your protein needs, and oh my gosh, you're short by 40, 50, or even 60 grams of protein a day. And I can hear you now, how on earth am I going to eat that much protein? Am I right? Well, let's first take a look at my top 10 high protein foods. The list starts off with eggs. Now you can eat full eggs, you can eat egg whites, or a combination. So I love a combination. Plain egg whites, yes, they're great for you, but a little on the bland side. So if I like to mix 2 egg whites with 2 whole eggs. Chicken and turkey are both loaded in protein with 4 ounces equaling 30 grams of protein. Salmon, another great healthy food, 4 ounces is going to give you 29 grams. Cod, 5-ounce serving is 22 grams. I'm a huge fan of Greek yogurt. 1 cup gives you 23 grams of protein. Cottage cheese is another one of my favorites. A cup gives you 30 grams of protein. And beef, I know this one can be controversial, 5 ounces will give you 30 grams of protein. And then I love whey protein powder. You do not need to eat whey protein. However, when you're trying to increase your protein intake, a quick protein shake is a great way to go. Now, there are plenty of other high protein foods, so don't think these are your only options. I do, however, recommend that you eat protein primarily from animal sources. It is much easier to get all of the essential amino acids. You may be surprised to do your protein calculations and find that you should be eating around 100 grams of protein or more. And if you look at the protein you're currently eating, it isn't uncommon for me to hear that women are eating 40 grams of protein per day. If that's you, how do you go from 40 grams of protein to 100 grams? Well, here are some tips to make that just a bit easier. Number 1, slowly increase by 5 or 10 grams per week. You do not need to, nor is it probably even possible, to go from 40 grams one day all the way to 100 grams the next day. Take your time, slowly increase. And tip number 2, make sure you're eating 20 grams or more of protein at every meal. So you want to spread it out. It makes it much easier to get your 100 grams a day. Number 3, if you do eat a snack, add protein to your snack. I know it's super common for snacks to be primarily carbohydrates. So next time you grab a snack, think about how you could add protein to that snack. Now, tip number 4, increase the protein serving size. Now, this does not mean just start eating more calories. For every gram of protein you add, consider reducing a gram of carbohydrates. Now, that is assuming that you are already eating extra carbohydrates. If you're already eating a low-carb diet, then you're probably going to want to ignore this recommendation. And tip number 5, drink a protein shake for that quick 20 grams of protein. These are great for before a workout or after a workout. And my last tip, replace that dessert with Greek yogurt and berries. Not only are you getting healthier foods than you probably were getting with that dessert, you're getting loaded up on protein. Okay, so now let's assume you want to eat 100 grams of protein per day. What might that look like? So here's just a quick example of how you could get 100 grams of protein per day. For breakfast, eat 3 eggs and a half a cup of Greek yogurt. That'll give you 30 grams of protein. Lunch, make sure you have about 4 ounces of chicken for another 30 grams. Dinner, 4 ounces of salmon for 29 grams. And that protein powder shake before or after a workout for 20 more grams. That gives you a total of 111 grams of protein. Now, there are hundreds of combinations, so pick the foods that you like. I hope this gives you an idea of how to get started and a realization that it really is possible to eat plenty of protein. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that now so you don't miss any of my workouts or tips for building muscle after 50. I'll see you in the next video.